John Hausladen, Minnesota Truckers Association, joins us. And I said, well, how does that relate to Minnesota money? How do you think these turkeys get to your table? They don't just walk there, folks. There's a transportation component to it. Thank you for joining us, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Mike. Yeah, it's great to be on the air with you on this wonderful Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, how are you celebrating it?
Well, I just pulled a 20-pound turkey out of the oven, and it is cooling, and we're going to start getting ready to carve it up and be with family today. So, nothing's better than turkey on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Tell me, we don't think about this. The transportation of these turkeys and what goes in. What's that like, organizing that as it gets towards the Truckers Association? There are times, and obviously the holidays are one of them. But you get to Thanksgiving, you're moving a lot of birds.
Well, we are. In fact, on Thanksgiving Day today, Americans will eat 44 million turkeys in one day. That's a lot of turkeys. And
that's a lot of turkeys.
It is. I mean, that's a lot of drumsticks. That's what, do the math right there.
88 million drumsticks, right?
That's a lot of drumsticks. And what's amazing, of course, is there's a lot of transportation that happens prior to today to get the turkey to us. In fact, we figured out it takes about 83,000 truckloads to haul those turkeys through all of their various phases to get them ready to come to market for today. And if you took those 83,000 truckloads and you started a convoy and you started it in Duluth, Minnesota, and you went down 35, it would stretch all the way to Austin, Texas without a break.
Oh, come on.
No, seriously, 83,000 trucks. That's 1,200 miles bumper to bumper of what it takes, because it's not just the turkey. You think about all the inputs. There's 15 million bushel of soybean. There's 24 million bushel of corn that go into these birds, before they get fully grown. And then there's all the other moves that happen in between. They're hatched, and then they're taken from the hatchery by truck to the farm, and then they're raised. And then, of course, they go from the farm to the processing plant. That's another truck ride. And then they go from the processing plant to the grocery store. Maybe there's even a distribution center in the middle. And then finally, maybe the last ride is in the trunk of your car bringing them home.
Yeah, well, you used to be the executive director of the Minnesota Turkey Growers Association.
Oh, I did.
How active, how healthy is our turkey population and association in Minnesota?
Oh, the turkey industry in Minnesota is great. We're still, we lead the nation in turkey production. We've been near the top for many years. Steve Olson does a great job running that organization today. In fact, I know your station covered, they presented the presidential turkey to President Trump on Tuesday, and I actually had a chance to do that back in the mid-'80s.
What was that like?
Well, it was President Reagan, and I tell you, it was crazy because...
So what did you do? You fly, you drive these turkeys out there? What do you do?
Well, back in the day when it was Northwest, we actually flew the turkeys. They were in dog kennels. And
so you got there late, you're saying it was Northwest. No, I'm kidding.
Well, these turkeys were on time, but someone else did the flying, right? Yep. And what... We say turkeys because we had a body double. I mean, you can't go from Minnesota to Washington and have something happen to the key turkey. So
you got to at least take that into account, don't you? That when that plane lands, you don't know what you're going to find.
You don't misplace luggage, misplace turkeys.
Yeah.
But no, Northwest did a great job. But even before that, I mean, these turkeys are specially picked. They're raised separately, back in the mid-'80s. Even before we went to Washington, we sort of tooled around town here and did some media stuff. But I had them literally in my garage in South Minneapolis for a week, up on a table with lights, practicing so that when they got on the big stage, they weren't going to have an error.
Did you really?
Oh, absolutely.
What would you do? You just try to calm them down?
Well, you put them up on the table, you put lights on, you'd make noise, you'd move around just so that they would think about it. Turkey's natural habitat is not up on a presentation stand, before a president or anybody. So getting them up there, just getting them used to that. And the funniest thing, my automatic garage door opener, every time I opened the garage door, they would gobble. I'm sure the neighbors were just wondering what was going on.
So you get there for the big day, and there's the Gipper. What was that like?
Well, even before that, I had to deal with the Secret Service. They called the week in advance because they have to protect the president.
Well, how do you run a background check on a turkey?
Well, they don't have the kind of credentials that you and I do or TSA, but they're saying, they weren't raised in Gaylord, let's say.
Yeah.
They're city boys, city girls, and they're asking questions like, well, is there any way you can fasten the turkey's feet to the table? So it's no.
Did they really?
Yes. And I said that you'd probably get the opposite reaction. Well, then they said, well, could you put something in the feed to calm them down? No, these are specially trained turkeys. They're going to do fine. But I literally had that conversation with the Secret Service. Day of course, you arrive at the gate and we go through security. The dogs, the bomb dogs are checking out the turkey, and we go through
those
the
dogs that might be a meal for them.
Well, I don't suppose they see many turkeys in their life at all, for that security. So here we are. It's in the Rose Garden. I mean, think about this: all these iconic pictures and great experiences. And so it's empty when we arrive. They've got the presentation stand.
And now, what are the turkeys in? A crate at this point? What do you have them in?
Yeah, just in a dog kennel. Very nice, clean, big old dog kennel. You bring only the one. Okay, we've made it, so we bring.
Okay, it's the one that gets parted. Yeah, I got you.
That's right.
The body double is where?
Back at a hotel, just living life large and
watching a football game. Yeah, what do you think? Right. Smoking a cigar. Yeah.
And so we get there. They have the table, the viewing stand, and it's like right outside the president's Oval Office. I mean, literally between the turkey and the office is the door.
Well, are you feeling it? Is the ambiance hitting you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to be able to be in that environment and walking around in the Rose Garden and getting ready. And my job, I'm the bird handler. The reason I got to go because there's a turkey farmer from Sargent, Minnesota, was actually the chairman of the National Turkey Federation, and he raised the turkey. He had his family. In fact, this is a blast from the past. Congressman Tim Penny was also present for that presentation that day.
Really?
Yeah.
Tim Penny, there's a name, yeah.
Yeah, I get the bird up on the stand. I'm the bird handler. Everyone's in very nice suits, and I step back and.
Now, you haven't seen President Reagan yet, or?
Nope. So then we're looking in the Rose Garden, and they have bleachers. And it's like, well, I know there's going to be media, but they opened it felt like the floodgates, because I swear there were at least 100 credentialed media. They come running in, they're jostling, they're elbowing. I mean, that's your world, Mike.
Yeah.
Trying to get a good spot. And it's like, why is this one so special? And then it all made sense. This was Reagan's first media appearance since the Iran-Contra affair broke. He had not done any news conferences, and so their prime, that's what they're there for. They
want to get a question in, huh?
That's right. So they come in, they get set, the turkey's there, our party's ready. The president walks up, and you could say you get goose pimples. Maybe it's turkey pimples on this day.
Yeah.
But, hey, it's the president of the United States. And he walks out, and he starts talking and makes a few comments. And then, of course, the questions start. Mr. President, what can you tell us about the Iran-Contra situation? It's, well, Nancy and I sure are going to enjoy this turkey tomorrow.
Is that what he did? Is that how he played it?
Oh, yeah, Mr. President, but what about the flow of money? And Thanksgiving is one of our favorite holidays of the year. Totally like the Gipper, he stiff-armed the media, didn't answer any questions, and lovely presentation. And when he's done, he literally opens the door, goes into the Oval Office, and sits down at his desk. And
you could see him?
Yes, I'm looking at the President of the United States.
You're looking through the window and seeing him in the Oval Office doing whatever he's doing, huh?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's a great story.
And then we pack up the turkey and get him ready to go. And then we got a lovely private tour of the White House. I can't even remember who. Congressman Penny arranged that. And, just an incredible day. And
that's a great story. So then the turkey goes where at that point? The free bird.
Yeah, well, so the turkey's pardoned, and there's a farm in Virginia, petting zoo. You don't really pet these birds, but, they're taken there to live out their natural life and for people to enjoy them. And it's been a tradition for a very long time, and the National Turkey Federation, participates and gets this organized. And And, we're talking, who would think that, that experience in trucking, the link, but I tell you, turkey production, trucking, the industries, they're very similar. They're day-to-day, hardworking family businesses providing essential stuff. And I've certainly been proud to be able to be part of both of them.
When you end up at the White House, it kind of tells the story there. How long is the bird still with us? How long before do we know?
Is the bird
once it went to Virginia? Did you follow it? Did you stay in touch with it? Send Christmas cards or anything?
No, we we trusted them to take good care, and we came back to Minnesota and moved on.
What happened to the double then?
The double went too. They both.
Oh, double got to go too.
Oh yeah.
So the only thing the double missed out on was the experience of the White House.
Yes, yeah. But they just like Vice President Pence, this turkey was ready to step in if duty called.
Oh, I was there once when, I'll tell that story a different time. Hey, that was a great story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And thank you for reminding us how this all comes together on this special day.
Well, Mike, again, my pleasure. There's a lot of truck drivers. They're not home today. They're still driving, delivering because Christmas is coming and the big game here in February. They're delivering all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And, we're just, we're proud of our professional truck drivers. And so just a shout out to them and all your listeners. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think I gave a speech once to the Minnesota Trucking Association. Great group. John, you too. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for sharing it with us.
All right. Take care.
John Hausladen, President, Minnesota Trucking Association. What a great story on Thanksgiving. Perfect.